Oh boy, the South African ambassador to the United States is in hot water, and he's just been kicked out of America.
When people zone
have our smallanyana skeletons.
Did I hear that correctly? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Newsflash. I'm your host, Emilio. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so for those of you who may not know, the South African ambassador to the U.S., Ebrahim Rasool, which does sound like a Batman villain, was kicked out of the U.S. over the weekend. He was told that he has 72 hours to leave America. Well, in a recent discussion, Rasool accused Donald Trump of leading a global white supremacist movement. He tied Trump's MAGA movement to America's changing demographics, suggesting that his supporters are reacting to the rise of minority populations. Now, this isn't some journalist hot take. This is coming from a diplomat representing South Africa on the world stage.
I think what Donald Trump is launching is an assault on incumbency, those who are in power, by mobilizing a supremacism against the incumbency at home, and I think I've illustrated abroad as well. So in terms of that, the supremacist assault on incumbency, we see it in the domestic politics of the USA, the MAGA movement, the Make America Great Again movement, as a response, not simply to a supremacist instinct, but to very clear data that shows great demographic shifts in the USA, in which the voting electorate in the USA is projected to become 48% white, and that the possibility of a majority of minorities is looming on the horizon. And so that needs to be factored in so that we understand some of the things that we think are instinctive, nativist, racist things. I think that there's data that, for example, would support that would go to this wall being built, the deportation movement, etc., etc. So I think I mentioned that.
That's like a waiter calling a restaurant's top-paying customer a cheapskate. Probably not the best move for keeping your job. U.S. Senator Marco Rubio wasted no time responding, calling Rasool a race-baiting politician who hates America and hates Trump. And then he dropped the diplomatic hammer: South Africa's ambassador to the United States is no longer welcome in our great country. For those of you who don't know, in diplomatic terms, this makes Rasool persona non grata, which is basically Latin for get out and don't come back. And how did President Cyril Ramaphosa respond to all this? Well, he took the classic "I'll wait for the full report" approach. Here's what he had to say.
Well, Ebrahim Rasool will be coming back soon, as the U.S. State Department has ruled that he is no longer acceptable in the U.S. And he's going to come back and give me a full report. So I will wait for a full report from him. But at the same time, we have noted the displeasure that has been expressed by the United States, particularly about the remarks he made. And we have noted that, and we will engage with them as we are already engaging with them. And engagement with them continues, and it's going to take a variety of forms. It's going to be through envoys, it's going to be through people either from the business community, labor, and a whole number of others also from government. Improving our relationship with the United States of America is a priority for us. They are our trading partner, second largest trading partner after China, and we will therefore seek, as we must, to ensure that our relations are on a good footing.
Translation: we messed up and now we're scrambling to fix things before it costs us money.
I've heard that before.
But hold on, because it gets even better. South Africa's International Relations Minister Ronald Lamola took a different approach. He claimed the proper diplomatic process wasn't followed.
America, they have expelled our ambassador. As South Africa, Ambassador Ebrahim Rasool. And as a country, we always say that we emphasize more diplomatic channels of engagements. those are the most important channels that countries have always worked with. But there is a reality that has emerged in the recent past that there is now a different platform of diplomatic engagements. Because of the advent of social media, there is now also a platform of engagements via social media, which is now emerging. But in South Africa, we continue to maintain the line that the formal lines of communications remains the not-verbal, remains the diplomatic channels of engagements. And when an ambassador has committed something that a country that is the host believes it's wrong, the first process is to demarch. You call him, you engage him, and there are processes that are well known across the globe how that should unfold. So that's why Libonle President Ari, it's regrettable our ambassador has been expelled in the United States of America.
Did you hear what he said? The first process should be engaging with the ambassador, not expelling him immediately. Oh, so now South Africa is concerned with following proper diplomatic processes. That's very interesting considering who's saying that. Lamola himself doesn't exactly have a clean past. Kali Krail from Afriform dug up an old video of Lamola himself where he threatened white South Africans.
We are just giving a warning to white South Africans that they must voluntarily bring back the land and voluntarily bring back the mineral resources. There will be a moment where these service delivery protests are going to go to invade the land of Mr. Van Tonder or Mr. Van der Merwe. And we can no longer be able to guarantee the continued safety of Mr. Van der Merwe.
Now remember, this is a guy crying out proper diplomatic processes.
We are in shit, full stop.
This is exactly why Trump, Rubio, and others are paying close attention to South Africa. They're not just reacting to one ambassador's comments, they're tuning out the ANC's international propaganda and listening to what they're actually saying locally. So let me break down an analogy for you. Pretend for a moment that the ANC broadcasts two channels. On the one channel, it's for local consumers, where you see kill the Boer chants, and that's fine, according to the ANC. Land seizures, again, according to the ANC, A-OK. And again, anti-Western policies, and again, according to the ANC, A-OK. But on channel 2 is for the international audience, where the international audience might see things like, we are the leaders of the Rainbow Nation. We are champions of human rights and diplomacy. Our foreign policy is guided by peace and justice. Well, guess what? The US is no longer listening or tuned in to channel 2. They've just tuned into channel 1, and they're reacting accordingly.
So make no mistake, Joey. From now on out, I'm watching you, what you do, who you do.
As if things weren't bad enough, there's another story that makes SA look even worse. The US is considering shutting down its consulate in Johannesburg. Why? Because the city of Johannesburg wants to change the name of Sandton Drive to Leila Khalid Drive. And for those of you who don't know who Leila Khalid is, well, to some people, she is a freedom fighter, and to other people, she is a terrorist. And to the Americans, she's a terrorist. So, of course, having the US consulate on a road that could be named after a terrorist, well, that doesn't sit well with them and is a smack in Uncle Sam's face. And if the US closes its consulate, it'll be another nail in the coffin of an already strained relationship. So what do we have here? 1, a diplomat who couldn't keep his political opinions to himself. 2, a government scrambling to save face after yet another blunder. And 3, an international audience finally paying attention to the ANC's doublespeak. And 4, the US pulling further away from South Africa, and it's only going to get worse. This is what happens when a government tries to play both sides and then gets caught. The ANC wanted to bash Trump while keeping good trade relations with America, but they can't have it both ways. Never trust a commie. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, ladies and gentlemen. Do you agree with what Rasool said? And by the way, that still sounds like a Batman villain. And also, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, please become a member to this channel. It goes a long way to supporting me and this channel and producing content for you guys. All of the details are in the join button below. And if you can't become a member, then please consider giving a super thanks or sasa thanks, as we call them on this channel. While you're down there giving a comment, don't forget to leave a like, share this video far and wide, and subscribe to the channel. I've got more content coming your way. And with all that being said, thanks for watching. Your Newsflash is in.
What did I do wrong? Put me down. Oh, look at me. I am Harry Potter. How.